Welcome in here to KNR Sports Talk. My name is Kreightyn Johnson, and I get to go over Week 5 football matchups. If you didn't already tune in, go look at 8-Man. 8-Man, Rafe Smith took care of all of 8-Man matchups this week. It was a great video, his first video on the podcast. I'm going to go through Class 1 through 6 and Week 5 in Missouri High School football, go through key matchups that I thought were great games this week. And I'm going to go class by class. I'm going to start in Class 1. 3-1 Miller going into the game, now 3-2. They took down Ashgrove. That was Ashgrove's first loss of the year. I had Ashgrove winning in that game, but Miller took them down. Marceline takes care of a 25-0 victory against Maysville with Winston. They move to 3-2 and above 500. Maysville stays below 500. They are now 1-4. Cody Rogers had a great game for Marceline. North Platte shocks Penny. They win 38-20. They moved to 4-1 on the year. Hamilton moves to a shocking 1-4. They've lost to 4 pretty good teams, in my opinion. They will come to Mid-Buck in 2 weeks. That's a game that I'm excited for. West Platte takes care of Plattsburgh. They stay defeated. They have not won a game yet this year. West Platte moves to 3-2. That was a 62-14 win. My final game in Class 1, it was Putnam County. They took down Brookfield. Brookfield's first loss of the year. Putnam County stays perfect. That was a 29-16 win for Putnam County. In Class 2 action, Blair Oak stays perfect and once again remains my number 1 ranked team in Class 2. They won 55-0 over Class 3. Boonville, they moved to 3-2 on the year. East Buck gets a win on homecoming against Lathrop. They moved to 2-3 on the year. Lathrop takes their first loss of the year, moves to 4-1. That was a 35-6 win for Ace Buchanan. Cameron gets pounced on up in Maryville. Maryville moves to 4-1 with their only loss coming to Blair Oaks. Cameron moves to 2-3 on the season. Mid-Buck stays perfect once again. They take care of business behind Ray Smith's 285 yards on the ground and 5 total touchdowns for them coming on the ground. They win 35-21 over Lawson, and Lawson, their second loss of the year. Lawson moves to 3-2. South Harrison moves to 4-1 on the year with a 42-7 win over Trenton. Trenton still looking for their first win of the year. Warsaw win 62-6. They stay perfect this year in Class 2, a very good Class 2 team. Moving down to Class 3, Chillicothe grabs their first win of the year at home. They played Southeast and grabbed a 47-6 win. Southeast moves to 0-5 on the season. Lafayette loses their 5th straight, and they still are looking for their first win. They lose 27-12 over Summit Christian Academy. Summit Christian Academy grabs their first win. They move to 1-4 on the year. Clever grabs their first win over Fairgrove, a very good Class 3 matchup. Clever moves to 4-1 on the year. Fairgrove moves to 3-2. That was a 13-10 win for Clever. In Class 4, Bolivar took down Marshfield in a very good game. I had Marshfield winning that game. Bolivar wins 37-35. Bolivar moves to 2-3. Marshfield moves to 3-2. Kearney stays perfect. They take down North Kansas City, a Class 6 school, to give North Kansas City their first loss of the year. That's a 24-20 win for Kearney and a huge win at that. Savannah moves to 5-0, and I mean, they just continue their run of pounding teams in the ground. They win 56-18 over Benton. It keeps them perfect. Benton moves to 2-3 on the year. In Class 5, Fort Osage loses to Oak Park. I'm sorry, they both are now 2-3 on the season. Oak Park wins that one 29-28. Webb City and Neosho, my runner-up for the game of the week. That was a banger of a game. Webb City grabs their 4th win of the year. May move to 4-1. They win 46-43 over Neosho. Neosho loses their first game of the season. Platte County stays perfect. They slaughter Belton in a 69-14 win. They move to 5-0. St. Pius versus St. Michael. The Andrel. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong on that. St. Pius moves to 2-3. They win 34-13. St. Michael moves to 2-3. In Class 6 action, Central falls to Liberty, so they take their second loss of the year. Liberty stays perfect. They do a great job. They handle business. They put up 63 points. They win 63-21. Nixa takes down Lebanon to stay perfect, 49-16. 49-16, yes. Seckman beats Oakville in a 14-10 ball game. They move to 4-1. Oakville moves to 3-2. Park Hill takes down Park Hill South. They move to 3-2. That was a shutout for Park Hill, 35-0. Jackson stays perfect in Class 6. Staley falls in a 49-7 loss to Blue Springs South. They stay perfect. That'll wrap up Class 1 through 6 high school football. This is KNR Sports Talk. Thanks for tuning in. Follow, like, and comment. We'll see you later. Go Dragons.